So city versus rural, other events, other activities that are going on besides the wedding itself. So with a city wedding, what are some options for events? Pros and cons.
Well, first off, there's probably a lot of like events actually happening in the city
Right.
at any given time. So there's probably fun stuff for, your, friends and family to participate in, whether it's a festival or, some kind of special exhibit. I feel like there's a lot more stuff going on. There's lots of other options too, though. Like, you're probably going to have a host of venues and restaurants and spaces that you can utilize for a welcome party or brunch. But that can also mean that your events might be more spread out. So, just because you're in a big city, there's still usually the suburbs. So you might be, your guests aren't necessarily always walking distance to things. So if they, have public transportation, that makes it a lot easier. Or they might have to still rent a car if it's more spread out.
Okay. So then if you're getting married in a rural venue, all I can think of, I want to say rural, is 30 Rock, the rural juror.
Exactly.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
The rural juror.
Kind of.
Yeah. A little throwback for you.
Yeah.
Okay. So a rural wedding. I really had to enunciate that.
Yeah, you do. It's rather difficult.
Yeah. So a rural wedding. What are some of the pros and cons for the event side? Like other things to do.
I think that no matter what, you have like more small town charm. There's usually like a cute downtown street. Yeah. So there's oftentimes a lot of charm and parks and things like that you can. It feels
more intimate.
It does. It feels a lot more intimate. So I think that that's like a big pro. But you're probably going to maybe not have as many options for like a brunch or a wedding, after party or things like that. So you might have to reuse your venues or your vendors again, which isn't a bad thing. Just gives you a chance to kind of show off your design skills and make it look different for each event.
Right.
But yeah, there's definitely less options. So if you have if your thought is like, oh, we're going to have like a brewery, welcome party, and we're going to have, sushi for, like different options like that, you may not be able to have that vision in like a small town. Right. And there's probably not public transportation. You might not even, I don't know, is Uber everywhere? And I know like when we're out at Belmont, like it's hard to get Ubers out there. So some of that stuff is kind of limited. It makes your guest experience a little bit more difficult, especially if you're not offering transportation.
Right.
All goes back to transportation, like you said.
Yeah, it does. Seriously, we should do something on that.
All right.
And another con is like you said, if you can't get Uber, what if also you don't have cell service? That can happen.
Yeah, that does happen out in Belmont.
Mm-hmm. Or up in the mountains.
You need like walkie-talkies when you're planning that.
We did.
Because you can't. Your phone's just like sending for like an hour and a half.
Right.
So that is, it's definitely something to think about.
That's a big problem for me when I'm usually trying to send GIFs. Or GIFs, however you guys prefer. I think it's GIF, but
well, now you've stuck it. You're going with it.
I'm sticking with GIF.
Okay.
All right.